Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I am Heather with Rose Hill Paper Cottage, and today I am sharing how I make my aged tape. I've had a few requests for this, and so I thought I'd just show how simple and easy that it is. So in front of me, I'm just using the back of the labels. When I print my shipping labels, it is just the back paper from that. So one side's glossy, one side is matte. So pretty much a sticker paper would work perfectly to adhere your tape to. I'm also using cotton balls, although you could use makeup sponges. And then I'm using transparent tape. So it's a very, very inexpensive transparent tape. I'm using 3/4 of an inch. I would love to find 1/2 inch, but I've never found that so far. But what's great about it is it's got that glossy surface, so perfect for alcohol inks. And then I am using, these are my two favorites, the latte and the caramel. But there's also ginger and espresso that we're going to try and just see how that all turns out. Occasionally I will just add a little bit of ginger to the caramel and latte. It just kind of depends, but mostly I use the caramel and latte. They're my absolute favorite. So I'm actually going to cut my papers in half. This is not a step you have to do. It just works because it fits perfectly in my little cubby, the little storage organizer that I have alongside me. So I'm just going to fold these in half and cut them. But obviously it's not a step you need to do, but you may want to think about where you're going to store these and utilize a size that's for that. So if you use a file folder, maybe a full size sticker sheet would be, would work better. The other thing I do like though about cutting these is you'll see me do the tape, like add the tape to them, both like in short little strips and long strips. And you can see here, I use these over and over and over again. I just keep reusing them. And so I'll just add all the tape all the way, across it, or, pretty much all the way across it. And then I just do it in a couple different lengths. Now you could just do really long lengths and then just cut them as you go. But I like the edge of the tape, which you could still, use the teeth on the dispenser itself. I like that look. But I like to have them already like ready to go in the lengths that I would use. So, just some things to think about, but do it however you want to. The main thing is to just add them to your sheet and then really press it down. If you don't want the ink to get under the tape, pressing it down is key. But it doesn't really bother me if a little bit gets under. I don't mind. I don't mind the look. I don't mind it looking aged. I'm kind of all about the grunge, so just kind of do whatever works for you. So the first color I am trying here is the latte. It's the lightest of the ones that I have. I don't know if there's lighter. There could be, kind of in these like brownish yellow tones. But it's the lightest I've ever worked with. So I just kind of like sponge it on. Next, I'm going to use the caramel. So you're going to see that this is really a lot warmer with a little bit of, orangey undertones in it. So you'll distinctly tell the difference. And I just dab it. I'm going to also show you like a swiping method. Both methods work. It just really depends on what you're looking for. When you do the swiping method, it's still going to settle and, kind of look unified. With the sponging, you kind of get some more like little texture-y where the ink kind of pools and stuff, it just looks a little bit different, as you can kind of see there. So it's definitely like a darker, deeper color and going towards the really warm orangey, color. Now the ginger, it doesn't show as well, and I got a little bit wild there, but that's okay. It doesn't show, but I still feel like it's quite different than the caramel. Even though it looks really similar, to me, it's different. I wonder how many of you are secretly, wondering in your head who says caramel and who says caramel. I call it caramel. My husband and I, we go back and forth, about it, of caramel or caramel. Caramel sounds weird to me. I don't know, but does it really matter though? No, I don't think it does. It doesn't matter how we say it. You know what I'm talking about. So ideally, you really should have, like, I do have this little board underneath, but this is kind of a messy job. So you probably wouldn't want to have like something that's more precious or delicate, like a crocheted trim, off to the side, or nearby where you could splatter it. But that's how I'm rolling today. So this is what we got. A makeup sponge would actually even work better for this. I don't have any makeup sponges. I mean, I, I use my fingers to put makeup on when I wear it, which is like never. But anyway, the cotton balls, like the little fibers from the cotton, will kind of get onto the ink and stuff. But you know what? It doesn't matter to me. I just use what I got. So here is the espresso. Now I thought it would be a really deep chocolate brown. It doesn't look like that to me. To me, it's very gray and very dark and very dull. Not like the other colors. So I'm not too crazy about this color. It shows up probably a little bit more brown here, but it's definitely more gray. And I'm trying to even like smear it because it's not really even dabbing very well. I'm not really sure why. Maybe I've had it for a while. I don't know. But I'm not too fond of the color. So, you may really totally like it. I think this would actually be a really good color if you wanted to add like blues and greens, things like that to it. I think that might be really cool as the background. But for the look I'm going for, I tend to like a warmer tape. So I'm not too happy with it. So I'll try to fix it and stuff, and you'll see what I do. So I'm kind of going over the splashes. I actually don't mind though those splashes and then the little circles and stuff. I just feel like it feels more authentic, to have it like that to me. So now I'm going to add a little bit of warmth to this and see if I can fix it. And maybe you should swap out, the cotton balls with the different colors, but I don't. That's living on the edge, in case you don't know. I just go for it. So I'll just set these aside. This actually does dry really, really fast, but I just want to make sure where, the ink might be a little bit thicker. I'm just going to give it some time. So I'm just going to move on to these new ones that I had cut and just apply my tape onto these. And then I'm going to show you kind of really how I do it. So that first one was really just kind of testing out some colors and just kind of, showing you. And then I'm going to show you with the caramel and the latte, how I typically always do the tape. I like it. I like the look of it. But, it's really fun to just, play around. And really, this didn't take very long at all. I mean, maybe a half hour to make up all this tape, and record, obviously not with my voiceover, but, to just do all this right here, like a half hour. Didn't take long at all. So this one is the latte again. And it's a lot quicker to just kind of, smear it across and then come back and dab if you want to. So that's kind of the technique I do. I will swipe it across and then I will come back in and dab just for some variation in the tape so it's not all uniform. But the uniform look is good too. If you just swipe across it and you just want one uniform color, that looks nice too. And now I'll have all of these like ready to go. So it'll be really awesome to have. And you see how I just kind of just go back and dab here and there. As it dries, you'll kind of see how it changes, because it will change a little bit and blend a little bit. And I really love this. I'm trying to think of when, who I saw at the very beginning when I first started doing this. And I don't remember because I've been doing this for several years now. So, but I'm sure there's lots of videos out there of, of this. So that side is the caramel. So I love how that looks. And I'll show on a tag too here in a little bit. So I'm just trying to make sure I got like all of the edges and the ends of the tape and things like that. So I'll move these out of the way and I'll bring back the other just to kind of like show you again the different colors. And then I'm going to try again to fix this espresso caramel one. I don't know. I don't like it. And when you don't like it, you try to fix it, because I definitely don't want to throw it away. So I'm going to try the swiping method and just kind of swipe off. That's the great thing about the alcohol inks, is that you can just kind of swipe back over and have a redo, which is really, really super nice. Because if this would have been like regular inking, you wouldn't have had a do-over like this. So I think I've saved it. I think this will be fine. Once that dries and everything, I think that's going to look good and that it's going to be okay now. So here's a tag. This is from Ruby and Pearls, one of her new kits, one of the tag kits. I don't know which one, but I'm basically just going to take a little piece of tape and just kind of show you how it looks once I get it all lined up. And look at that. I love that. That's the latte. So it just kind of shows you just how pretty it actually looks. I just love it. It just gives that, little bit of that, just, it feels authentically vintage. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me below. And, get out there, experiment, try these out and see what you think. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped, to show you how simple and easy this is. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me below. Otherwise, have a fabulous day, everyone. Bye-bye.